Um, these are the top 5 highest-grossing movies of the past 6 years. And of those 30, these are the movies that fit within the fantasy, sci-fi, action movie genre. It's in fact 19 of the 30. And in fact, if you actually go to look at the top 35 highest-grossing movies of all time, 29 of them also fit within this genre of fantasy, sci-fi, and action. So clearly, this is an area where people are really willing to want to participate in these worlds, and more importantly, willing to spend money to get to be a part of them. The problem is that in terms of large-scale attractions, there isn't anything really existing right now that allows people to be interactive with these worlds. There are theme park rides, there are behind-the-scenes sort of tours and things of that nature. But these are sort of more rides through the world. With today's technology, I really want to actually, lightsaber fight with Darth Vader, or cast spells next to Harry Potter. And so the Battle Cave, which is what I'm proposing, looks to do just that. We want to let guests live out an action movie style fight scene. The way we're going to do this is by building a room that utilizes 3D visual projections, motion-tracked props, and practical lighting and effects to take 3 to 4 guests through at a time, and to let them to actually live through this fight. The practical effects is an important aspect of that, so that if Iron Man casts a bomb behind me, I can see a flash of the fire, and maybe even feel the heat on my back. But to really let them live in this world for a little while. An important idea of this, too, is that it's re-themable. By letting our design remain adaptable, we can integrate multiple different properties into this same sort of simple concept. And this is important again because the first idea is to build a small-scale prototype with a generic design, and then sell this to a larger entity that may be able to build a more realized version of it, and that may also have their own properties that they want to integrate into it. Like, for instance, our biggest potential buyers, which would be Disney or Universal. Obviously, they're the 2 sort of biggest names in theme parks. They have the most money. This is an idea that they could really turn into something special and huge. But also, there are other entities that anyone that's looking to have a unique experience, resorts, casinos, the movie studios themselves. This is something that it's small enough. It only exists in one room, that it can fit in a lot of different venues. And in terms of our audience, the user themselves, we're definitely looking at sort of adolescents, preteens, and their parents. It's a very typical sort of theme park audience. Well, I think it will sell, on top of everything that I've already said, it's low cost relatively compared to sort of the $200 million that Universal just spent to build Transformers 3D. You can build this room on a much smaller budget, and it can be integrated into an existing venue. As well, it combines the aspects of today's most popular attractions. So right here you see the pictures for what are almost inarguably the 3 most popular rides in the theme parks today, which are the new Transformers 3D, the Harry Potter ride at Islands of Adventure in Florida, and Toy Story Midway Mania at Disneyland. And the things that are really hooking people into those rides themselves are 3D visuals, practical effects, and interactivity. So this sort of attraction would combine all 3 of those into something that could be really unique. Budget, I'm looking for $150,000. Again, that's for a very small scale prototype that someone could build out into something larger. Most of that goes to the team, but a chunk of it goes to getting the technology and other resources, building a suggestive set and things of that nature, hiring a sound contractor, that timeline would be 6 months, 2 months of prototyping, 2 months of actually building it, and then 2 months of testing it and polishing it in reaction to that. And in terms of marketing, I think something that could really serve this in terms of going to, or in addition to going to these businesses and actually trying to sell the idea specifically to them, but also public demonstrations, so that hopefully people, if we can bring people in and maybe let them experience it, they'll begin talking about it enough that it'll get enough attention that people will want to start incorporating it into their own entities. So, in summation, get ready to live your adventure. Thank you very much.